All right, let's talk about a skill that's absolutely fundamental in Python, handling files. We're going to look at how to stop doing things the risky way and start using the robust, professional methods to manage your data safely. Let's dive in.
We've all been there, right? That sinking feeling in your stomach. You run a script, and poof, hours of work, maybe even critical data, just gone. It's a total programming nightmare, but it's one we can absolutely prevent. And the great news is, Python gives us some really powerful and, way more importantly, safe tools to get the job done. By the end of this, you'll know exactly how to handle files like a pro without any of that risk.
So, where does it all start? Well, every single thing you do with a file in Python begins with one single, crucial function. It's pretty much the gateway to everything else.
This little guy right here is the open function. It's simple, really. It just needs two things from you: the name of the file and something called the mode. And trust me, that mode is the secret sauce. It tells Python exactly what you plan to do. Let's break down the three core modes that, honestly, you're going to use 99% of the time. Getting this choice right is the very first step in making sure you don't accidentally blow away your files. It helps to think of it like this. R for read is like opening a book. You can look, but you can't change the words. W for write, that's like wiping a whiteboard completely clean before you start. NA for append, well, that's like adding a new entry to the end of your diary, leaving everything you wrote before perfectly intact. Okay, first up is read mode, or R. You can think of this as your safety on mode. It is purely for looking at data. You literally can't change a thing, which makes it perfect for just retrieving information. Now, here's a key thing about read mode. If the file you're trying to open doesn't exist, Python will raise an error. And that's not a bug, it's a feature. It stops your program from failing silently and tells you exactly what's wrong. Hey, the file you were looking for isn't here. So what does this look like in code? Pretty straightforward. You open the file with the R mode, you use the .read method to suck in the content, and then, and this part is super important, you have to remember to close the file to let it go. All right, now for the most powerful and, potentially the most dangerous mode, W for write. This mode is all about one thing, starting with a completely blank slate. And I really can't stress this enough. Using W mode will overwrite everything. If that file already has data in it, it is gone forever. This is where so many of those accidents happen. Now, on the plus side, if the file doesn't exist yet, Python is nice enough to just create it for you. So in this example, we're opening a file called output.txt. If it was there before, whatever was in it is now gone. If it wasn't, it is now. Either way, the only thing inside that file now is the string Python is awesome. Okay, so you're probably wondering, how do I add stuff to a file without nuking it? Well, that is exactly why we have our third hero mode, A for append. It's the safe way to add new info. See, unlike write mode, append mode totally respects what's already there. It finds the very end of the file and just starts adding your new stuff right there. And just like write mode, it'll create the file for you if it doesn't exist. Best of both worlds. This is an absolute game changer for things like log files, right? You can add a new event or a timestamp every time your script runs, building up this history without ever worrying about deleting the old entries. Now, R, W, and A will get you through most days, but Python, of course, gives you even more fine-grained control for those special situations. Let's take a quick peek. So let's just quickly expand our toolkit. If you add a plus sign like R+, it lets you both read and write, which is super useful for updating things in the middle of a file. Then there's X for exclusive creation. It only works if the file doesn't exist, which is a great way to avoid accidentally overwriting something. And finally, B is for binary. You just tack that on for anything that isn't plain text, like images or audio files. Okay, we've seen the modes, but now we get to the single most important, #1 best practice in all of Python file handling. This is what really separates clean, modern code from the old, risky way of doing things. You know how we kept writing file.close in those examples? Well, what happens if you forget? It happens to everyone, and forgetting that one little line can lead to huge problems, like memory leaks or your data not even saving properly. And here is the beautiful solution. On the left, you see the old way, where you have to manually remember to call .close. But check out the right side. That's the with statement. Any code you indent inside that block can use the file, and the second your code leaves that block, Python automatically closes the file for you, every single time. It's like magic. And this is why it's the golden rule. It is just foolproof. Get this. Even if your code crashes with some random error inside that with block, Python still guarantees the file gets closed properly. It's cleaner, it's safer, and honestly, it's just better.
Okay, I know that was a lot, and we went through it pretty quick, so let's just boil it all down to the absolute essential things you need to walk away with. It really is this simple. Number one, make a conscious choice about your mode. Are you just reading? Are you wiping the slate clean? Or are you adding to the end? And number two, the big one, always, always, always use the with statement. Just let Python handle the cleanup for you. I love this quote from B.B. King because it's just so true for coding. This knowledge, this skill of handling files the right way, it's now a permanent part of your programming toolkit. Nobody can ever take that away from you. So at the end of the day, you're now equipped to build way more reliable, more robust applications. You can save a user's progress in a game, you can generate reports, you can process massive amounts of data, all without that fear of accidental data loss. So the only question left is, now that you have this power, what will you create?